everything okay? It's some noise.
Yes, we're fine. You can take that now. We're finished with it.
What are you looking at?
I don't see why we have to behave like children here.
Nor do I. We have a responsibility here. This is a remarkable thing about democracy. That we are notified. That we are notified by mail to come down to this place and vote on the guilt or innocence of a man whom we do not know from before. We have nothing to gain or lose by our verdict, and that is one of the reasons why we are strong.
Thank you very much.
What do you think?
We tend to forget. It's good to be reminded.
I'm glad we're going to be civilized about this.
But we're still nowhere. No, we're somewhere, or getting there. Maybe.
Maybe.
Who's got an idea?
I would like to call for another vote.
Yay.
Mr. Foreman?
All right, there's a call for another vote. Is there anyone who doesn't want to vote?
I want an open ballot. Let's call out our votes. I want to know who stands where.
All right. I'll start us off. I vote guilty. Number 2.
Not guilty.
3.
Guilty.
4.
Guilty.
5.
Not guilty.
6.
Not guilty.
7.
Guilty.
8.
Not guilty.
9.
Not guilty.
10.
Guilty.
11.
Not guilty.
12.
Guilty.
That's 6 to 6.
The vote is now 6 to 6.
I tell you, the crime is being committed right here in this room.
I'm ready to walk into court right now and declare a hung jury. There's no point in this going on anymore.
I'd like to know why you changed your mind, and why you changed your mind, and why you did. There are 6 of us here who think that we are turning a murderer loose on the streets. Emotion won't do. Why?
Well, I don't think it very likely that the old man saw the boy run downstairs. I also don't think that he heard the boy scream, "I'm going to kill you." Old men dream. And even if the old man, even if the boy did scream that he was going to kill, well, we now have the testimony of this man to prove that that might mean that the boy really wouldn't kill.
Why don't we take it into the judge and let the kid take his chances with 12 other guys?
6 to 6. I don't think we'll ever agree on anything.
No, but it's got to be unanimous. We're never going to convince him.
At first I was alone. Now 5 of us agree there is a reasonable doubt.
You can't ever convince me that there's a doubt, because I know there isn't a doubt.
I'll tell you what, maybe we are a hung jury. It happens sometimes. We're not going to be a hung jury.
But we are, right now. A perfect balance. Let's take it to the judge.
If there is a doubt, I don't see it.
The doubt is there in my mind.
Maybe we should take another vote.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
vote?
Not again.
Hold on. Vote on what?
Well, aren't we a hung jury?
You mean we vote yes, we're a hung jury, or no, we're not?
Can't even if we are keeping the window open.
Well, then let's make it a majority vote.
If 7 or more of us vote yes, then we are a hung jury, then we take it to the judge and tell him that we're a hung jury.
Right. And if 7 more of us vote no, then we're not a hung jury. We go on.
It doesn't seem quite right to me.
No, it's the only solution.
I agree. It's the only way.
Anything to end this.
Yeah, let's call our votes out.
All right. I vote yes. We are a hung jury. 2.
No.
3.
Yes.
4.
Yes.
5.
No.
6.
No.
7.
Yes.
8.
No.
9.
No.
10.
Yes.
11.
No.
12.
Yes. Oh, no, come on.
The vote is 6-6.
We can't even get a majority to decide if we're a hung jury or not.
I went along with the majority on this one, and I didn't agree with voting that way. Not really. So I'm changing my vote. I say, no, we are not a hung jury. I believe that the boy is guilty beyond reasonable doubt. But there are some things that I want to find out from those people who changed their minds.
Okay, so we're not a hung jury. So we go on.
Good, we go on.
Why did you change your vote?
Well, he just seems so sure, and he does bring up a lot of really good points. And he just gets mad and insults everyone.
Does the anger and the insult change the guilt of the boy? He did do it. Are you going to turn a murderer loose because one of the jurors gets angry when he thinks that a murderer is being turned loose?
That's true.
No, there is a doubt.
I don't think so. The track is straight in front of the window. Let's take that point. So the L would have made a low rumbling noise. L's screech when they go around curves. The old man could have heard a scream, which is high-pitched. And it is a tenement, and they have thin walls.
Good, good. That's it. That's it.
And what if the old man was wrong about the time that it took him to get to the door, but right about whom he saw running down the hall? Please remember that there weren't any fingerprints found on the knife, and it is summer, so gloves seem unlikely.
Now, I want you to listen to this lady. She's got the goods.
And it would have taken a few seconds to get a handkerchief out and wipe the fingerprints away.
Why don't we just time this one to see?
Wait, just what are we timing?
Yes, let's be exact, please.
I'm saying that the old man downstairs might have been wrong about the time that it took him to get to the door, but that he was right about whom he saw running down the hall. Now, it may have taken the murderer about 39 seconds to wipe the fingerprints away and get down the stairs to the place where the old man saw him. The boy, that is.
This is right.
Well, we reconstructed the old man getting out of bed and going to the door, so why not reconstruct the actual crime?
As best we can reconstruct.
I think a murderer could use up 30 or 40 seconds pretty easily at that point.
Let's reconstruct the killing.
Yes, let's.
Hey, here, you do the stabbing.
No, I'll do it.
Okay, why don't you be the one that gets stabbed? I mean, you're younger than I am, and don't forget, you take 1 second to fall.
Okay.
And fall and roll onto your right side. He was found on his right side.
This gets better and better. It really does.
Divorce yourself from this particular case. I mean, it's just human nature.
Well, yes, it does seem reasonable.
Now, wait a minute. So, he falls and he ends up on his right side. The father did. But stabbing someone isn't like shooting them, even when it's right in the heart. I mean, the father would have worked around for a few seconds, lying there on the floor, writhing, maybe?
That's quite possible. There would have been enough oxygen in the system to carry him for 2 or 3 seconds, I should think.
But wouldn't the father have cried out?
And maybe the kid held his mouth.
Also, there is another point that we might bring out. Anyone who is clear enough mentally to wipe the knife with fingerprints, well, that person is also clear enough mentally to look around the apartment, or the room, in this case, for clues. It would just be for a second or two, but still, I should think he would do it.
This keeps getting better and better.
And we're trying to make it clear. One doesn't talk about quality when murder is involved. Well, let's do it.
Okay, let's. But this about the fingerprints. If I saw a man who hated me, well, if he came into my home and he was wiping off the doorknob with the handkerchief before he entered, that would give me an uneasy feeling. So the murderer would have to wipe the fingerprints off the doorknob after the murder. And that too would have taken some time.
You timed the last one. Why don't you time this one too?
All right.
Stamp your foot when you want me to start. it was the boy. He still had to run down the hall and down a flight of steps. At least one flight of stairs.
You see?
The old man might have been wrong on the time, but in view of this, I think it's reasonable to assume that he was right about whom he saw running down the hall.
So now both time sequences check out. The one you did and the one we did. I mean, with running down the stairs and everything, both times seem to check.
Sure, the old man may have wanted attention. He may be right, but the old man feels the way the rest of us do. A life is at stake.
So the story of the old man may well be true.
Except for the fact that he absolutely swore under oath that it was only 15 seconds.
We all seem to agree that it was somewhere between 25 and 40 seconds.
You are now admitting that the old man lied in one case and told the truth in the other. I admit this does tend to confirm the story of the old man, but in part he is now a proven liar. And this is by your own admission.
It may be true that the old man lies in part, but I think that this changes my vote once more to guilty.
What about you? What do you think now?
Well, now I don't know. I think I want to talk some more. I mean, well, at first I thought guilty, and then I changed my mind, and now I'm sort of swinging back to guilty.
And what about you?
No, I'm having real doubt. Real doubt.
I say guilty. I was right the first time.
Right now we're beginning to make sense in here.
Vote is now 9-3 in favor of guilty.
All right, one more question about the old man downstairs. How many of you live in apartment buildings?
I don't know what you're thinking, but I know what I'm thinking.
What's that?
Well, I don't live in a tenement as such, but it's close enough, and there's light enough only to see the steps. Nothing more, the bulbs are so small. And this murder took place within tenement. Right?
Yes, the police were using big bulbs and one even had a flashlight, remember?
Right. And we even saw the steps. So an old man who misjudged the time by 20-25 seconds, on this we are all agreed, right?
Yeah.
This same old man looked down the hallway of a dark tenement and recognized the running figure?
He was 100% wrong about the time. It took twice as long as he thought.
Then could he not be 100% wrong about whom he saw?
Oh, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
We're
You're making that up out of thin air.
We're on jury. Let's be honest about
Then
it.
you really think there's no room for reasonable doubt?
Yes, I do.
Forgive me, but perhaps you're not understanding the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean I don't understand? Who do you think you are to talk to me that way? Can you believe this person? She comes here running for her life, and before she can even take a breath, she's running the show. The arrogance of her!
No one here is asking where anyone came from,
I was born right here.
or where your father came from.
You know, maybe it wouldn't hurt us to take a few tips from people who do come running here. Maybe they'd learn something we don't know.
Please.
We're not so perfect.
It's okay. I'm used to this.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
not all right.
Okay. I apologize. Is that what you want?
Yes. That's what I want.
Can we get on with it?
15 seconds. He insisted it was only 15 seconds. But we all know that it was more about 40 seconds.
Does the old man lie half the time and tell the truth the other half?
For the kid to be guilty, he must be stupid, then smart, then stupid, then smart, and stupid, and so on. And for the kid to be guilty, the old man must be lying half the time and telling the truth the other half of the time. There is reasonable doubt.
I'm sold on reasonable doubts.
I think I am too.
I wanted more talk, and now I've had it.
I want another vote.
Of course you do.
All right. All those voting not guilty, raise your hand. All right. All those voting guilty, raise your hand. All right. The vote is now 9-3 in favor of acquittal.
do you believe this kid is innocent? You know how they lie. I don't have to tell you. They don't even know what the truth is. And let me tell you something. Killing someone doesn't mean as much to them. Look, they get drunk, and then bam! Somebody's in the gutter. Look, it's not as if anybody blames them. It's just how they are. Well, you know what I mean. They're violent. And, hey, well, what's going on here? Where are you all going? Hey, look, they're always drinking and fighting. And look, if somebody gets killed, then somebody gets killed. I mean, all right, look, there are some decent ones. I will be the first to admit it. And, well, the rest of them, it's like they don't have any feelings. And listen to me. I'm trying to tell my piece here. I mean, don't you know who they are? This kid on trial, I mean, we better watch out. Take it from me. Listen to me. You know what? I'm trying to tell you something.
I've had enough. Shut your mouth or I will shut it for you.
I'm just trying to tell.
Okay, everybody, sit down. I still believe that the boy is guilty, and I'll tell you why. To me, the most damning evidence was given by the woman who lives across the street, who actually saw the murder committed.
That's right. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important testimony.
All right, let's go over her testimony. What exactly did she say?
I believe I can recount it accurately. She said she went to bed at about 11 o'clock that night. Her bed was next to the open window, and she could look out of the window while laying down and see directly into the window across the street. She tossed and turned for over an hour, unable to sleep. Finally, she turned towards the window at 12:10, and as she looked out, she saw the boy stab his father. As far as I can tell, that is unshakable testimony.
That's what I mean. That's the whole case.
Frankly, in view of this, I don't see how you can vote for acquittal. What do you think about it?
Well, maybe. I mean, there's so much evidence to sift through.
What do you mean, maybe? She's absolutely right. That's the whole case.
That was
You can
my-
throw out all the other evidence.
That was my feeling. I don't deny the validity of the points that he has made. Shall we say on one side of the tracks there is doubt? But what can you say about the story of the woman? She saw it.
What time is it?
6:10.
Hey, do you guys think that they would let us, wrap this up tonight and come back and finish in the morning? I've got a kid at home with mom.
Not a chance, man.
Can't you see the clock without your glasses?
Not clearly.
Oh.
Glasses are a nuisance, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, what do you all do when you wake up at night and you want to see what time it is?
I put my glasses on and I look at the clock.
And I just lie in bed and wait for the clock to chime. And my father gave it to me when we married, my wife and I. It was years before we had a place to put it.
Do you wear your glasses to bed?
Of course not. Nobody wears their glasses to bed.
Well, the woman who testified she saw the killing wore glasses. What about her?
Did she wear glasses?
She did. She did. She wore bifocals. They're very strong.
That's right, bifocals. So she never took them off.
Funny, I never thought of that.
I think it's logical to say that she was not wearing her glasses to bed, and I don't think she put them on to look casually out the window. She testified that the murder took place the instant she looked out the window, and the lights went out a split second later. She couldn't have had time to put her glasses on. Now, maybe this woman honestly thought she saw the murder take place. I say she only saw a blur.
How do you know what she saw? Maybe she's farsighted. How does he know all these things?
Does anyone else still think there's a reasonable doubt?
I'll always wonder, but there is a reasonable doubt.
Well, I think he's guilty.
Does anyone else?
No. I'm convinced now. There is a reasonable doubt.
You're alone.
Vote is now 11-1.
I don't care whether I'm alone or not. I have a right.
Yes, you have a right.
Well, I told you, I think the kid's guilty. What else do you want?
Your arguments.
I gave you my argument.
We're not convinced. We want to hear them again. We have time.
Listen. What's the matter with you? I mean, you can't turn now. A guilty man's going to be walking the streets. A murderer. He's got to die. Stay with me!
I'm sorry. I don't think that I'm wrong often, but I guess I was this once. There is a reasonable doubt in my mind.
We're waiting.
You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion. Every single thing that took place in that courtroom says he's guilty. What do you think? I'm an idiot or something? I mean, take that stuff about the old man who saw and heard everything, or this business about the knife. I mean, they found another one exactly like it. The old man saw him right there on the stairs. What's the difference how many seconds it was? Every single thing. The knife falling through a hole in his pocket? You can't prove he didn't get to the door. Sure, you can take all the time you want, hobble around the room, but you can't prove it. And what about this business of the ale and the movies? Oh, there's a phony deal if I ever heard one. I'll bet you $5,000 I remember the movies I saw. Everything that's gone on has been twisted and turned. I mean, this business about the glasses. How do you know she didn't have them on? This woman testified in open court. And what about hearing the kid yell, huh? Ah, got all the facts right here. Here. Well, that's it. That's the whole case. Well, say something! You lousy bunch of bleeding hearts. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion. Rotten kids. You worked your heart out. It's going to be a hung jury, that's it.
There's nothing we can do about that now, except hope that someday, maybe in a few months, why, you may get some sleep.
You're all alone. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone.
If it is a hung jury, there will be another trial. And some of us will point out these things to the various lawyers.
not guilty.